So here's the question. What do stay-at-home mums do every day that we could, what do stay-at-home mums do every day that we could train in the gym for that would make them more powerful and make the physicality of their job easier? And the answer is, well, in my opinion, the answer is lift. They lift weights. They lift big weights. They lift wiggly weights. They lift uneven weights. They lift children from a change table to the floor, to a car seat, to a high chair. They lift capsules. They lift shopping, prams, bikes, you name it, they lift it, and often in challenging circumstances like standing on Lego or with a dog leash wrapped around their legs. So to train for that, we need to lift. To make lifting better, we need to lift. But mums are at risk of developing pelvic floor dysfunctions if they haven't already. And we don't want to contribute to that. And heavy lifting on its own is a risk factor. Now, heavy lifting, just to get this straight, is different to hard lifting. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's heavy. So follow the process and work with a physio. So there's a link in the notes for this post to look up your closest women's health physio, and that's where you start. Then you start with light weights. So if we want to train a mum to lift, then we've got to train them to lift, as I've already said. So we would start with light weights. I've got here 2 kilos. You know, a mum's child, when they first come out, they come out on average 3.5 kilos. So start light. And then for sure, do a perfect deadlift, nice straight back, stiff legs. But we'll get into this later down the track. But if that's all you train, that's all you can do. And as we know, to get a car seat or to get a pram in the boot of a car, the lift is more like that. And to get a capsule in, it's more like this. But for me, these are all deadlifts, okay? They're all like a hip hinge. You can do bent legs. And this is what we can train in the gym. Now, up to you. You might start like I am, light weights on the floor. You might start no weights on the power plate. So just practicing this movement, you're getting heaps of load on the power plate. You practice this, you get good at this, but don't get locked into that either. You know, once you've got what you think is a great deadlift, hopefully you're speaking with a coach as well, try single leg deadlifts, right? Try single leg deadlift off center. Try staggered legs, okay? You want to build diversity in because of the diversity in a woman's tasks when she's caring for children. The second thing we want to think about is her cardio fitness. So, you know, most women get their 6-week check and go for a run. But again, running is a plyometric exercise, which means there's, you know, downward pressure on her pelvic floor, and you need to get it checked before you start running. Just like the deadlift, you start with light. So a light run might be from, you know, here to the next telegraph pole, and then you walk the rest. You want to start slowly to allow your body time to acclimatize. We don't just go straight to a half-hour run. Now, the other thing I want to consider is, you know, with 30% of your women having some kind of pelvic dysfunction, is your goal really just to go for a run with this as a mum, as a stay-at-home mum? Or could you train more specifically for the tasks you're going to do in your job of mothering and caring for children? For example, you're on your feet all day, right? You do the lion's share of the housework. So you're vacuuming, you're, you know, sitting in the park or pushing a child on a swing. You need that endurance, right? You don't need a 30-minute, 80% effort. Secondly, when you do go hard and you run, it's short and sharp, isn't it? It's leaping in front of like a 3-year-old before they get on the road. It's catching the 2-year-old as they leap off the roof or the coffee table. It's short, sharp bursts. So is there a way that you can train your cardio and your fitness so, again, the job of mothering is easier and you do it more powerfully, where you don't have to set aside half an hour? And yes, there is. I'm actually so glad you are. So first things first, get your pelvic floor checked. So again, there's a link in the notes below where you can just get it graded and cleared to start to move again. Number two, we're starting short and light with a 4-foot landing. So what the 4-foot landing does, so landing on this part of your foot, puts a joint in between the impact and your vulnerable pelvis. So instead of landing stiff-legged on the heel, you land on the 4-foot and the foot spreads and softens the landing. It can halve the impact on your lower limb. So in the beginning, you'd be starting with 4-foot landing practice, okay? 1, 2, balance. 1, 2, balance. And you'll notice, like when you're training on your power plates, the athletic ready position, the position you adopt when you stand on there, is already on the 4-foot. So you could start with some, okay? So there's a game I like to play, which we're going to play now together. We're going to do it for about 1 minute. And I'm just going to turn this machine on so I can keep an eye on the time so I don't have to do it for ages. It's called the Go Game. So the Go Game is where you hold a squat in your ready position. I say go, you say toes, back down, okay? Go, back down. This little running thing is just a nervous habit. It hurts more, but you can do it too. Go, go, still running. Go, go. I'm starting to wish I only did 30 seconds, not a minute. Go, 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 hold. 25 seconds to go, my legs are burning. Go, 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 go. Now this too, I'm starting to just hold. I'm starting to get my calves and my ankles working and synchronizing and absorbing impact. That's a minute. Awesome. So then we progress to running. You hear I'm puffing? Okay, so it's hard enough. It's a short burst and it's fun and it gets your brain out of the game. The second game is left to right. You actually need a partner to do this with you. So basically they're standing in front of you and they're going to throw a ball at you and you've got to catch it, throw it back. You don't know whether they're going to throw it left or right and you're just ready, throw it back. And you're ready, throw it back. And you see just instinctively how we land this, right? So these games start to develop these tendons and musculatures necessary for you to go for your run. But they also train my 3-year-old, like the reaction to my 3-year-old running in front of a car. Oh my God, someone's jumping off a coffee table, kind of go time fitness. So have a go at those. They've got me plenty pumped. I hope you enjoyed that bit of entertainment. And I will see you next week. I'm scheduling a session because I'm away. So tune in here after 12:30 and I'll have the next installment for you.